Hey, y'all, it's Jen Dodds, your favorite no-fluff Texas realtor. And let's be real, hearing the words interest rates is enough to make most people break out into a cold sweat. Yes, they're high. Yes, the market is shifting. But while the headlines are screaming doom and gloom, the truth is this: people are still buying and selling real estate successfully. The secret? They're being strategic. In this video, I'm breaking down how buyers are still winning with smart tactics and how sellers are using this market to their advantage, and why interest rates alone should not be the thing that stops you in this market. So let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so let's start with some straight talk. Mortgage rates today are hovering between 6.5% and 7.25%, depending on your credit score, your down payment, and the type of loan you're using. That sounds wild compared to the 2% and 3% rates we saw during the pandemic, right? Yeah, well, but here's the truth. Those ultra low rates were never meant to last. They were artificially created by the Federal Reserve as part of an emergency response to a global crisis. They had one job: to stimulate the economy and keep money moving when everything shut down. That's not normal. That's crisis management. So historically, mortgage rates have averaged right around 6 to 7% over the past few decades. So what we're seeing right now, it's not outrageous. It's actually right on par with what used to be considered a good rate. You know what, guys? We just got really spoiled. And here's where it gets real. The problem isn't just the rate, it's the sticker shock. People anchored their expectations to pandemic rates, and now everything feels expensive. But here's the deal. If you're letting interest rates completely dictate your decision to buy or sell real estate, you're missing the bigger picture. Because while high rates can absolutely impact affordability, they don't automatically take you out of the game. What matters more than your rate is your situation. Are you planning to stay in the home for several years? Do you have job stability? Are you financially ready to make a move, even if your mortgage payment is a bit higher than you originally planned? Because smart buyers and sellers, yes, they're still out there. They're getting creative. They're using strategy. They're working the numbers, asking for concessions, and making the math work for their life. Interest rates are just one variable, not the whole equation. So let's talk about how to make that equation work in your favor. All right, now sellers, let's talk about you. You're not powerless just because rates are high. In fact, you have leverage if you use it the right way. First, you can offer buyer incentives. A $10,000 price drop may not move the needle for that buyer, but a $10,000 towards their interest rate buy down, that lowers their payment, and that's what gets them to say yes. Put it right in the listing that the seller is offering to help with buyer concessions. That grabs attention. Second, you got to nail that presentation. Buyers are more picky in this market. High rates mean less wiggle room. That's why I stage every home I list. We're not just selling a house, we're selling confidence. Cleanliness, lighting, scent flow, it all matters in a high-rate market. Third, and the most important, you gotta price smart, not sentimental. Don't price based on your memories. Price based on the market. Overpriced listings sit. Sitting leads to suspicion, which leads to low offers, which leads to regret. Price it right, promote it well, and give buyers a reason to feel good about buying your house, even at a higher rate. Now here is the million-dollar question. Should you wait for the rates to come down? Here's the deal, guys. If rates drop, demand surges, and when demand surges, prices go up. Multiple offers come back, fewer seller concessions. Yes, you might get a lower rate, but you could pay $50,000 more for that same house in a bidding war. Instead, if you find a home that works for your budget now, buy it. Refinance when the rates drop. So here's what I want you to walk away with after all of this. High interest rates don't mean it's the wrong time to buy or sell. They just mean you need to work smarter. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just need to make sense of all of this market noise, I'm here to help. Leave your questions in the comments and DM me if you're in the Houston area and ready to talk strategy. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who's paralyzed by the interest rate fears, because rates might be high, but so are the opportunities if you know where to look. So if you're a buyer right now, the market is truly offering some opportunities if you know how to use them. And let's be clear, opportunities don't always look like deep discounts. Sometimes they look like smart financing, strategic negotiations, and getting more value for your money. First, Seller paid rate buydowns. This is a game changer. Let's say the seller offers a $10,000 concession. Instead of using that to cover closing costs, use it to permanently buy down your interest rate. That could save you $200 to $300 a month or more. And here's something most people don't realize. Even if you're not getting the absolute lowest rate out there, you're still walking in stability. Owning with a rate you can afford beats renting with uncertainty every single time. With a seller paid buy down, you can often afford more home or stay within a budget without sacrificing the features you really want. So maybe you don't need a permanent buy down. Consider a 2-1 buy down. In year 1, your rate is 2% lower than the market. In year 2, it's 1% lower. Year 3 and beyond, it reverts to that full market rate. This is perfect for buyers who plan to refinance in the next 2 to 3 years or expect their income to increase. Maybe you just got a promotion. Maybe you're going from 1 income to 2. Either way, this gives you that breathing room. Think of it like training wheels for your mortgage, letting you ease into that full payment while getting settled. It's smart financial pacing. Second, if you're doing a new build, there's builders incentives. Builders are trying to unload inventory, so they're offering $10,000 to $30,000 in incentives, free upgrades, closing cost helps, and buy downs. Some builders are even offering to cover your first few months of mortgage payments or throwing in backyard landscaping, appliances, and other add-ons that typically would cost you a lot of money. It's basically their version of buy one, get one half off in the real estate world, but with granite counters and smart thermostats. And this is a big one, read the fine print. In-house lenders may charge higher fees to inflate the rate. Always compare their offer with your own lender's numbers. The builder's deal might not actually be the better deal when you truly run the numbers. This is where having a realtor who knows how to run those numbers with you makes all the difference. Don't assume their lender is your best bet. Sometimes that deal is just marketing wrapped in fine print. Third, you've got down payment assistance and grant programs. There are programs out there that can help you. The Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, local lender-specific grants, VA and FHA programs. Some of these provide 3 to 5% in down payment assistance. Others offer reduced mortgage insurance premiums, and many can be combined with builder or seller incentives. I get this. Many buyers qualify and don't even know it. You might assume you make too much money or that these are only for first-time home buyers, but that's not always the case. Some are actually designed for teachers, first responders, veterans, medical professionals, or even folks relocating for work. It's always worth asking. I work with lenders every week who specialize in these programs and can stack multiple offers together to get buyers into homes with little to no money out of pocket. So don't leave free money on the table. Bottom line here, guys, is smart buyers aren't waiting. They're actually negotiating. They're walking into this market with eyes wide open, their numbers in hand, and the right people by their side in a high-rate environment. You don't need to panic. You need a plan. You need an awesome realtor by your side.